I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Thursday, March the 25th, brought to you in part by EPRA Zero by Norbrook, a weatherproof pour-on approved for all classes of beef and dairy cattle. It kills 39 species of internal and external parasites. For more information, go to norbrook.com. More cheese, or I call them cheese checks, more Cfap money, but Coronavirus Food Assistance Program money was released on Wednesday, over $12 billion of it. I mean, this free money is just never ending, just pennies from the sky. I guess you just turn the printing press on and the more money just keeps falling out of the sky. But the hell of it is, everything that you have is worth less the more that they keep printing more money. But people need it, and it's helping some people out. But my goodness, when does it end? But another $20 an acre for crop ground, and if eligible and you've already participated, there's no need to reapply. So that's a good deal. But I would sure want to go ahead and give your FSA office a call and make sure that you've got everything done, because you don't want to miss out on one of those. But that's pretty good for your crop farmers. Your livestock, they're going to give aid to contract growers, so that's going to help your hog people probably more than anything. I would probably consider a lot of your feedlots contract growers, but we haven't really got to the point yet that we call them that. But basically, that's what they do. But they are going to give some aid to contract growers where they didn't before, but that money's going to be on hold for right now, and they may need to modify that. But you can still apply, though, if you're a contract grower, and I guess that would also be for turkeys and chickens and things like that too, so you might want to check into that. But as far as cattle go, there's going to be an increase in the first Cfap payment, is basically what it is. And it's going to be based on the inventory that you turned in from April 16th to May the 14th. And they're going to give additional money, and it could be around $1.1 billion. So some of you guys are going to get more money coming in for that. But that's another deal where if you were in the first Cfap payment, you're already in the program, you shouldn't have to reapply for that. What else is coming out of the news with USDA? We heard earlier this week they are not going to implement mandatory radio frequency ID tags. That is great. And I got to give some credit to RCAF there. Not that I hate to, but RCAF was the biggest ones fighting them. They did not hurt their feelings to get right out in front and say that they were completely against that, even filed suit on them. That's what they do. We sure don't need anything like that. I don't really want to get an ear tag and have to go through a reader every time I get on an airplane to see whether or not I have my COVID vaccine either. But we don't want to have to do that with our cattle with the RFID tags. It would force more of our older cow-calf people out of the business because they don't have the facilities, and they really just don't have the want to go through all those hoops. And so anything that pushes producers away from the cattle production, I'm against. Let's talk about your board on Wednesday. April live cattle futures unchanged at 119.12. June up a quarter at 120.30. Going out from there, they were up 27 cents to up 82. So a third day this week of positive or friendly board, which is kind of unheard of. Look out late in the week. March feeder cattle up 32 cents at 135.77. Your April up 270 at 142.45. Big gains there. Going out on your back months of feeder cattle, big gains there, also up $1 to $1.85. Your fat cattle trade did become active on Wednesday, and it was higher. So I'm going to give credit to the guys. They held in there, and they gained some more ground. I was hoping that they could probably hold for 116. They fell short of that, but it is a higher market, and it got us out of that 114 rut that we've been in here for over 6 weeks. But confirmed sales on Wednesday, Iowa 2,600 head, live sales from 114 to 115. Dress sales 183 up to 185. Nebraska 200 head there confirmed. Live sales 114 to 116, a lot of 115 in there. And your dress sale market is going to be predominantly at 184. So some of you guys there that I bet last week that prevailing market on a dress basis is 184. How about Kansas? 13,500 head. Good movement for them on Wednesday. Pretty much all at 115, few 184 right there. Texas 8,100 head there, $115. Kansas even printed with only 600 head, all at 115. So pretty much a buck higher on live basis. Your dress sales would be, maybe $2 higher there on the top end, but higher market nonetheless. And we got to gain ground when we can. Thought we sure could have gained $2, but I guess as long as you're gaining. Box beef cutout values are kind of mixed on Wednesday. Choice cuts 234.84 up 85 cents. Select 224.07 down $1.16. Your slaughter is running better than last week, not as good as the same week a year ago, as we were just about getting ready to have the big shutdowns a year ago due to the COVID-19. So, we're about to see some year ago figures on box beef cutout values and slaughter and all kinds of things that are going to be real herky-jerky. But your slaughter, 354,000, that's 12,000 more than last week, 13,000 less than the same week a year ago. Let's talk about what else is going on. I'm here in Gainesville, Texas, going to be working the Lone Star Angus sale here in Gainesville, Texas at the Cook County Fairgrounds out there. If you need some really nice bulls with some good numbers on them and probably going to be more reasonable in price than what you've seen in a lot of places, get on to Lone Star Angus. He's got as nice a bulls, Rodney Howell there, a good friend of mine. He's got as nice a bulls as I've ever seen him. I've been doing his sales for several years. So get on to Lone Star Angus there. Starts at noon Central Time on Thursday. Talk about your feeder cattle market. Real-time index on DV auction, 136.45. That's up 37 cents compared to the late end of sales on Tuesday. Gained pretty good ground. Really getting a gap between your real-time index and your CME cash feeder cattle index, which is still languishing down there at 134.86. Let's talk about your CME cash feeder cattle index. I want to talk to you about that for a minute. You see how it's hanging back there quite a ways, guys. Your CME cash feeder cattle index comes from your federally reported, federal state reported feeder cattle markets. They're heavily influenced in the big sales that are so much ran through the buying end of it from your corporate feedlots. Where real-time index through DV auction, we pick up a lot of your regional country sales out there that are more influenced through backgrounders, independent feeders, and things like that. So that's why certain times of the year we start launching past where you're seeing me cash feeder cattle index is. Let's talk about your big sales on Wednesday. OKC West, El Reno, Oklahoma, 6,400 head there. Nice sale. Feeder steers fully steady. Feeder heifers $2 to $3 higher. Calves were steady to $3 lower than that booming high market they had a week ago. So still selling pretty darn good out there. But these soft calves are a little bit easier now. Everybody's pretty much bought their stalker type calf weight yearlings to turn out in the big grass pastures here in the next few weeks. And we still got a little bit of weather. Weather's changing a little bit. Not real excited about these soft new crop fall-born calves as compared to what they were, the stalker types, the old crop stalkers. And when we see the grass really pop and we get full-fledged grass fever, that's when we'll see them really bore into those new crop calves. Winter livestock, Dodge City, Kansas, 2,800 head there. Feeder steers $3 to $4 higher. Steer calves $2 to $5 lower. The heifers that they had on hand there, some stalkers and feeders, $5 to $6 higher. So kind of big swings there at Dodge City, Kansas at winter livestock. How about Torrington livestock markets in Torrington, Wyoming? 4,300 head there. Feeders were steady. Stockers and calves $8 to $10 higher, and you think, oh gosh, couldn't have been that much higher. How about this big long string out of Torrington? 230 head, 550 pound steer calves bring $199 in Torrington, Wyoming. Big time quote. How about a big time quote on some feeding type steers? Bloomfield Livestock Market, right there, the Schooley family in Bloomfield, Iowa. 66 head, 778 pound steers bring $147.50. Big time quote. But the best quote that I saw anywhere on Wednesday, and your Zach Trend top quote for the day, come out of St. Joe Stockyards. Not dead yet. I talked to you on the previous visit that it has sold. Eventually will be torn down by the new owners, but they're not dead yet. Still having sales, going to be having sales here for the next few months. But how about on Wednesday, the Dirk steers come in there, 62 head, weighed 700 pounds on the dot, $159.50. And that's your feeder flash for Thursday.